This is video 5 of 6 in a keyboard series reviewing Android keyboards on Android keyboard and phones. My name is Peter and I'm with Carace.net. In this video we're going to be showing ThickButtons keyboard. Again, with all these videos we're going to first go into settings. We're going to kind of show you what the different options are. Then we're going to go into messaging and we're going to type out half of the Guinness World Record text message. And then we're going to type out an additional paragraph that I just wrote off the top of my head, just showing you guys what it's like to type in an everyday setting. So we've typed in the Guinness World Record paragraph 3 times in each keyboard to kind of give you a sense of what keyboard memory and how the keyboard adapts to your own individual style when typing. And then the second paragraph is to show you what just typing freehand is, something new that we've never typed in before, as kind of like a base that you're going to start with if you decide to go with ThickButtons. The premise behind ThickButtons is it predicts the rest of what you're going to type in a word, and when predicting what the rest is going to type in the word, for example, if you type in the, after you click on T, letters that you're not likely to type get really small, and letters that you're likely to type get really big. So the H would get really big after you type the H, then the E gets really big, and so on and so forth. So let's jump into settings first. I just have a quick shortcut through the AnyCut app to my keyboard settings. Let's go down to ThickButton. So you can choose how big your enlargement is. We're going to go with moderate for this. Growing dictionary is just learning new words typed by user. When you click on that, you can share with other apps, or you can just choose to be exclusive with ThickButtons. You have your contacts dictionary, your SMS dictionary. Those are both experimental at the moment, but what that does is it'll just read the names in your contacts, and it'll read past text messages in case there's certain slang words that you use, in case you have a friend who spells Erica with a K instead of a C or anything like that. So it kind of inputs those automatically for you. Again, those are experimental at the moment with ThickButtons. The keyboard settings, again, I've turned off vibrating sound so it's not annoying you guys through this whole video. Auto capitalization and quick fixes, show suggestions, and autocomplete are, again, pretty standard stuff across the board. So let's go back to our keyboard settings, go to the home, and jump into messaging. So this is what you guys are going to see when you start up. Oh, sorry, no, that is not what you're going to see. So let's go to input method, and let's go to ThickButtons. I apologize. So this is the ThickButtons keyboard. As you can see, pretty basic. You have your shift. You have your hold shift with the green light. ThickButtons does not have speech-to-text buttons, so keep that in mind. You have your numbers, you have your alternatives, blah, 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 pretty standard stuff. Back to ABC, come on. Oh, so we have our first error in all of our keyboard videos. Let's go back into it. Let's start typing the razor-toothed piranhas of the genera Serrasalmus and Pygocentris, and we'll show you guys kind of how this works. So after I type a T, as you can see, some letters that you wouldn't type after a T, such as Q, F, G, D, V, J, and K, and P, all get small. Again, when you type the H, it's giving you right up here words that it could possibly be, plus it's enlarging the buttons. A kind of cool feature about ThickButtons, actually, before I talk about that, with ThickButtons, it does not capitalize the beginning of the sentence, or maybe I accidentally just pushed the shift button. So let's go back into it. So you click on the, we're going to go into our razor toothed. Again, it shows it right there. ThickButtons is a little slow when you click on the buttons at the top to insert a word, but other than that, it's a pretty good system. Again, piranhas of again, pushing space inserts the word that's highlighted in orange. Again, a little bit slow with it, but not too bad. Sarah, again, since I didn't do the capitalization, it's going to give me a lowercase. So if I go back and I do shift, and then I do my Serrasalmus, it'll capitalize it for me. And Pygocentris. So that's what it's like with memory-based for typing stuff in. As you saw during the video, it made some words or some letters bigger, some letters smaller. Now, if you type in T and then you still want to type in F, you can do that. And if it recognizes no word, for instance, if you're typing in a slang word or an acronym that it doesn't recognize, you can type it out here, click to the left, and it should add that to dictionary. Let's see if it does that. Yep, it does it right there. So, as you can see, that's an example of adding something to the dictionary. Just because the keys are blacked out does not mean you don't use them or you cannot use them, but it just means it's trying to make the keys that you're going to type next bigger for you to complete your words faster. So let's type out our sentence that we've never typed before to get this review done with and on to the next one. So again, I'm typing out, "Hi, how are you today? I'm going to the grocery store later today. Do you need me to pick up anything? Dinner's at 5. I'll kind of give commentary during this, but other than that, I'll just kind of show you what it's like to type it out, and if everything goes smoothly, then I'll just talk again at the end to save you guys some annoyance and some time. So let's do into it. Again, as you can see, if I had gone back, typed in, oh, and also as you can see, it did auto-capitalize the beginning, so that was just my mistake before. If I type in the HI for hi, I do a space, and then I do a comma, it auto-inserts a space, so keep that in mind as a keyboard shortcut. Again, pretty standard across the board. Again, it didn't recognize grocery, so don't just insert the word grocery and then push a space. Make sure you click on grocery to add it to your dictionary. So again, if I were to type it again, grocery is one of the first one that comes up. Just little tips here and there. And just for the sake of typing, let's just stop there. Again, you can kind of see that it's not going to have all the words that you've typed in the past right away available. It'll recognize it as you go, and again, the more you type with each keyboard, the more it's going to learn. What's nice about ThickButtons is, and I didn't mention it before, but when I originally typed the Guinness World Record paragraph, I used ThickButtons 5th in the list of all the keyboards, and when I used it 5th in the list, it already had razor tooth in its dictionary because it shared it from the other dictionaries through the user one. So that's kind of convenient, so you don't really have to stick with individual ones. Not all keyboards do this, so it is a nice feature of ThickButtons. Again, this is video 5 of 6 in a keyboard review series for the Android operating system. If you like what you saw, go to carace.net to see the rest of them, or go to our YouTube channel, carace.net, to see the rest of these videos. And we also did a browser review a couple days ago, so you can check that out for the best browser, or not the best, but rather our recommendations for what type of user you are. Let me just X out of here. We are partnered with Gizmodo.com and GSMArena.com to give you guys some Swipe and Swipe Inc. to give you guys some Swipe beta invites. So make sure to check out their websites and make sure to check out our website. We are giving away 50 random Swipe invites to people who comment on our article and register in the next 24 hours as soon as this article is posted. So make sure you check back frequently, leave a comment, and hopefully you win one of those Swipe beta invites. If all goes well, we might have a weekly rollout of Swipe invites, so don't worry if you don't get one this round. Thanks again for tuning in, and make sure to check out all 6 videos provided by carace.net in our keyboard review. Thanks.